Okay, now can you see my slide?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Ong.
Sudhata.
Okay. Right, okay. So now okay. So last week we stopped somewhere here, right? On the different perspective. So today we are going to continue our lecture, which is we focus on the stages of a project. Okay, right? Okay. So this is we focus on the construction project stages and processes of construction project. Okay, and this actually we already know what is the building, where is the location of the project. So this is very specific, not at the earlier stage, which is involving the development of the one area where we need to do a more thorough study. So we focus on this actually not very big scope, but very focused on construction project. Maybe later we will touch on bigger development project lah. So we focus on construction project. Okay, so as usual, before we start, let's start our class with Al-Fatihah for Muslims, and for non-Muslim you can do your own way. Al-Fatihah. Okay, right. Okay, so now we continue our chapter 1. So stages of a project. Okay, so basically there are two phase, pre-contract award phase and post-contract award phase. Okay. Point option highlight. Okay. Can you see the yellow color?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, change to red lah. Okay. Right, so there are two stages, which is the pre-contract and also this post-contract. Right, so as we can see here, inception and feasibility, design, tendering is under pre-contract award phase. Okay, so between this tender and also construction, this is the dotted line here. This is where split the pre-contract award phase and the post-contract award phase. So here, once the best, the most competitive contractor is appointed, okay, so here the construction end, followed by the handover and maintenance stage lah, under post-contract award phase. Right, so pre-contract award phase involves all activities or process involved from the inception of the project, okay, up to the award and or signing the engineering and construction contract pertaining to the project. Here, inception and feasibility, design, and then tendering. Okay, so this is where actually the contract is awarded to the contractor lah, for normal traditional contract. Okay. And then post-contract award phase involves the activities or processes arising after the award and of signing of the contract up to the issue of the final certificate. Yeah. So here normally we complete the construction, handover and maintenance. So normally before the handover, we have this final certificate lah. To sign that the project is already completed. All the payment have been made from client to the contractor. Okay. Right. So let's have a look the details of the phases. So this is for traditional project. Okay. Traditional means this is the sequence. We start with the design. Okay. And then the bid. And then build. Okay. So this is what we call it DBB lah. Okay. So this is the normal stage. Normal contract procurement. So inception and feasibility. Okay. Identify project objectives. So what is the client wants from the project? So he has to set what are the objectives of the projects. Okay, resolve all land issues. So meaning he need to buy the land, maybe he need to change the status of the land. Sometimes the land from agriculture need to change to maybe development to industrial or whatever. So he needs to resolve this land issue. And then maybe sometimes we need to take the land from, for example, for road projects. For example, for road projects. Okay. So road projects. Okay. Along the road, actually, we have like villages, maybe town. So sometimes along the road, so we have this house, okay, maybe shops, which is actually within the right of way or within the, here is sometimes this is road, but here actually also part of the road belong to the government, for example, but villages have their house, have their maybe stalls nearby the road. So this is part of the land acquisition lah. Land acquisition. Okay. So this is part of the land issues lah. Okay. And then set up users requirement. Okay. So maybe the project, the client is actually developer, but later on the user maybe the owner of the house, maybe, or maybe some facilities to be built for local people. So they are part of the users, right? So at this stage, they need to really understand what the users' requirement, okay, for the project, for the building that they are going to use later. Okay, and then conduct feasibility study. So feasibilities. Okay, feasibility studies is actually very early stage. They have to see whether the project is viable, will give benefit, will give profit or not to the client or to the owner itself or to the local people, depending on the nature of the project lah. Okay, so this is the feasibility study. Okay, sometimes part of the feasibility study, especially for very big projects, Okay, sometimes they need to include this EIA, okay, environmental impact assessment is actually part of the feasibility study. What is the impact of the project to the surroundings, to the environment, okay? And then next stage or next step, the key activities is to set up project organization and management structure, okay? So this normally at this stage, client will have their consultant, to help them to do all these things. For example, to conduct the feasibility study. In fact, to resolve the land issue, sometimes they need assistance from consultant. Okay, sometimes they need that. Okay, so these are the things that need to be settled during this inception and feasibility stage. Okay, so okay, this is the way of reading this graph. So you see this blue. This blue border means for this one. Okay, so the red border means for this one. Okay, the same goes in this. You can understand. Right. Okay, so any questions so far for inception and feasibility?
No, sir. No, madam.
Okay.
Doctor.
Thank you. Right. Okay. Next, design stage. Okay. So at inception and feasibility here, the set up the user requirement, objectives, project objectives. Okay. So all these will contributed to this project brief. Okay. Project brief. So project brief is actually a document where the consultant, especially for building, if the project is a building project, so normally the architect will lead, okay, the consultant, and he will actually try to capture what is the requirement, what is the client's want from the project. So he prepared a document that we call it project brief. Okay, right? So meaning at this stage we have already project brief, and this project brief is further refined. Right, and then develop concept and schematic design based on the project brief. So the client will see what is the project brief, and then the consultant, the architect, will come up with the concept and schematic design. Okay, so concept and schematic design, normally at this stage they will have maybe 3 alternatives, for example. Maybe 3 scheme design. 3 schemes, we call it 3 schemes. 3 schemes of design. Okay, so meaning they, for example, they have proposal, design A, design B, design C. Okay, so they will come up with this. Okay, and then the next stage, okay, so the client will pick from these 3 proposals, okay, which is the most suitable with what he want. Okay, he can choose so normally this is the concept and schematic design. So from there the client will decide only one design. Okay, so for example they choose design C. Okay, they have A, B, C, and then the client choose design C. Okay, once he decide on this design C, so the consultant will detail out. So they will prepare the detailed design based on the design C just now. So they will prepare everything for the purpose of the tender later on, to call for tender to select the best contractor. Okay. Right. Okay. And at the same time obtain planning approvals. Okay. Okay. At the same time, client have to make sure this project, the locations of the project to be built. Okay, they have the permission to build something on there lah. So this is obtain planning approvals. Okay, so detail design and detailing just now that I said here. And then once they have the detail design, okay, so they will come up with the cost plan and budget. Okay, and then once they have the detail design, they prepare the budget. Okay, so the client some sort of know what is the commitment for the project, how many millions or billions the client have to spend for the projects. Okay, so before that, normally once the design already completed, they know already the budget. Okay, what's the cost for the project? So one more stage here, it is very important, undertake value engineering. Okay, so what is value engineering here? For example, ceiling height stated in the normal ceiling height in the room, for example 3 meters for example 2.5 meter ceiling, the height from floor to ceiling height. So for example, this is floor, this is the ceiling. Okay, so normally say 2.5 meter but for this particular projects, okay, so we are talking about maybe residential project. For example, the architect design for higher, maybe instead of 2.5, he end up become 2.7 meter. So what is the purpose? What is the rationale of the deck increase from the normal 2.5 to 2.7 to give a more spacious feeling in the spaces, for example. Okay, so in this value engineering, so they will see, so if we increase from 2.5 to 2.7, what are the costs involved? If the ceiling higher, means we have to make the wall higher, right? So if the wall higher, means the material to make the higher wall will be higher. Okay, so the cost actually involved here, right? So this value engineering practice actually will see if the project come back to the standard 2.5 meter height. So what is the saving that the client can have? Right, so the client will see whether he want to really to spend extra money to get extra 2.7 meter height instead of 2.5. So this is just one example. So they will look at other component of the building as well. Okay, understand what is value engineering? So sometimes they can, after practice of this value engineering, actually the project can save maybe millions, hundred thousands of ringgit Malaysia. So this is very important. Okay, right, so this is value engineering, and then proceed to tendering process. Okay, so tendering process, so this is the purpose of tender actually to call for contractors, eligible contractor to bid for the projects. Okay, so tendering, there are many types of tendering, whether it is open tender, whether it is a selected tender, okay, or is a direct nego. So normally practice to get more competitive tender is actually better we use open tender. Okay, so issue tender document, so this is the responsibility of the consultant. Normally the who is going to prepare the tender documents is actually QS lah. So QS will compile everything. The drawing, the spec, okay, the BQ, okay, everything in the tender documents, okay. So next stage, okay, the contractor will buy the tender documents, so they need to prepare and submit the tender. So all this called as a contractor's proposals, okay. And then the contractor will submit their tender document, okay. So next stage is actually to evaluate the tender submitted by the contractors, okay. So they normally have a committee lah to look into this tender. To open the tender and then to evaluate the tender, they have different committee, okay. And then they will bring it to the board of tender. So normally, finally, this evaluation, they will give suggestions to the board of tender. So board of tender will decide which contractor will be selected for the project. Normally, at the very beginning, for example, 11 contractors, okay, 11 contractors join the join the tender, okay. So maybe after evaluation, and then the QS will do certain analysis lah. So they will look into in terms of the financial capacity, in terms of the technicals, okay, in terms of the project durations, okay. There are many things they need to evaluate the tender. So out of 11, from the QS analysis, so he will suggest to the board of tender, for example, 3 best contractor for the considerations on the board of tender. And then the board of tender will have a meeting, and then they will decide 1 best contractor, okay. So that is a normal procedure, okay. And then finally they will award the tender to a contractor, and then the next stage is to prepare the contract document to bind the relationship between the client and the contractor, okay. Right, next is construction stage, site possession. This is very important, site possession from the client to the contractor. And then with this site possession, the contractor can mobilize all his resources, his plant, equipment, his labor to the site, okay. And the contractor need to obtain certain permits and approval regarding the construction work, okay. So from the local authority or whatever, okay. And then undertake procurement, meaning here include the contractor need to order certain materials, okay. Maybe he need to order certain services that he needs for the construction work, okay. And then fabrication, here maybe include the IBS component if they use it, so they need to order this in advance before they start the construction work, okay. Maybe fabricate on site as well, so they need to do this fabrication earlier lah. Okay, and then continue with the installation, construction and so on. Okay, at the same time, carry out contract administration, okay. Monitor the project, monitor the progress of the work, okay, monitor how much cost has been spent for the project, okay. How many workers, what is the productivity of the project, so everything, okay. And undertake project financing, because normally the contractor need to use his own money first, because before he get the payment to based on the progress of the work. Sometimes in a project they will have some we call it advance payment. Advance payment, this one normally to help the contractor as a capital to start the project. So we call it advance payment. This is normally advance payment we get before the project is started to help the contractor. Okay, so this facility depending on the clients lah, whether he willing or not to give this advance payment. Okay, right, and then finally handover and maintenance. Okay, so before hand over the project, after completing all the construction, normally this process testing, commissioning and training take place. This is, for example, in the building they have electrical appliances, they have lift, mechanical, escalator, whatever. So they will make sure all this system is function properly lah. Okay, right, and then obtain CCC or CF certificate of compliance, and this one CF certificate of fitness. So this is normally, it is better before the building, the just completed building is occupied, the building have this CF, meaning for example, the fire department has checked all the requirements of the building for safety purposes has been fulfilled by the building, by the project lah. So this is a better process, but this process actually includes some money to get the building certified by the local authority. So this involve building. It's not really compulsory, but it is actually better lah to have this CF. Or because this one sometimes depending on the client's financial ability. So sometimes this one maybe will be done later after the building is occupied. But the good practice is actually getting the CF before the building is occupied. So after that, the project, the building or the infrastructure will be handed over to the employer or the user. And this one is actually next stage, carry out necessary maintenance and defect rectification during defect liability period. Okay, so defect liability period. So this is normally maybe 1 year or 1 year to 2 years lah. 1 to 2 years means once we hand over the project to the clients, okay, they occupy the building, they use the building. So any defect, rise during the occupancy of 1 to 2 years, which is actually due to the poor workmanship of the contractor, so he need to rectify lah during this stage. Okay, and then undertake migration, so meaning the contractor have to really clear all the his belonging lah from the building. Maybe at certain stage the contractor need to help the client to manage the building, to run the building. So after sometimes, after all this training, whatever complete, especially training the client's personnel on how to run the building, okay. Sometimes certain special building, maybe they have certain system, building automation system in the building, so they need to train the owner's personnel. So after that, the contractor need to move out lah totally and pass it to the client. Okay, and then carry out facilities management. So this is a ongoing process throughout the life cycle or life expectancy of the building. So this is maintenance and facilities management. So this is part of the projects or the building life cycle. Okay, so maybe the building can last for maybe 20 years, 30 years, 100 years. So this facilities management have to be carried out throughout the years. Okay, any question class so far?
No, Doctor.
Right, okay. Right, okay. So this is just an definition of feasibility study we already mentioned. Okay, a true, I think this one missing O. A thorough and comprehensive feasibility study. This is supposedly you have O here. And a thorough and comprehensive feasibility study is a proposal to determine whether a project is viable or feasible from an economic, okay, in terms of business and technical point of view. So this is, we're talking about the feasibility study. Will this project give good profit to the client? Okay. In terms of technical point, whether the project actually suitable with the location, in terms of the function, maybe for example shopping malls, for example. This is very normal for shopping malls. Normally, maybe in the first 10 years very good, but after 20 years, is the shopping mall can sustain, the building become the attraction of many local people to come. So that is something part of the feasibility study. They need to do some prediction, projection or forecasting about the project. So this is part of the feasibility study. Okay, it enhances project success and avoid project failures altogether and minimize mistake due to short-sightedness, lack of market research, study, analysis and marketing aspect of the projects. Okay, so this is feasibility study. Right, parties involved in the project stage. So this is again within the every phase of the project. Okay, so these are the party involved. Okay, so for design, this is the people here. This is for tendering stage. Okay, this is for construction stage. Right, and then this is handover and maintenance. These are the people involved actually in this process. Okay, right. So anything you unfamiliar with this parties involved? Yeah. Okay, so I think we already touched this in the stakeholders. So hopefully you can understand lah. Right. Okay. So this is another way of actually explaining, illustrating the stages and processes of construction project. Okay, so here this is the stage inception. Okay, and then briefing, design and documentation, tendering, production and commissioning. Okay, right. So this is the client's involvement. This is professional, okay, consultants, and this is contractor. So this is also for traditional. So you can see here from inception, okay, then go to the briefing. So this is where actually the clients involved, okay, and then later on during the tender, design and documentation. Here, actually during the tender lah. So contractors will get involved lah in this project. Okay, so the details is actually not much different what I have explained to you lah. So this is another way lah. Okay. Right, any questions so far from this flowchart? Okay. So here actually we can inception and briefing. So this is actually inception and feasibility. Okay, design and implementation, consider part of design, and then tendering, production is actually the construction, commissioning also construction, and then we have the handover lah after this. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is the process. Sometimes in final exam, yeah, this is famous lah. All these stages and project, construction project. So you need to understand lah. Right. Okay, so just now we look at the traditional. Now we could compare lah with this package deal. Package deal, or actually we call it design and build. Design build. Or we can call it turnkey. So this is actually package deal, turnkey, DB is under one group lah. This kind of project delivery method. Okay, so any different from traditional? Inception and feasibility, still similar? The stage we still have here, right? Okay. And then next, tender documentation. In traditional, we have design. Correct. And then followed by tender. So this is the unique. So meaning here, tender documentation, detail design. Up to detail design. This is the thing that different from the traditional contract. Okay. Right. So any comment why they are different? Anybody have idea why in turnkey or DB or package deal the project stage is like this? Why after inception and feasibility they have tender documentation and not design, straight away design? Any idea? Wants to try? Anybody? Mention your name and then try answer. Anybody?
You can repeat the question.
My question is, okay, why in turnkey or design build or package deal, okay, after inception and feasibility, they have this tender document, tendering and detailed design. Why the sequence is not like the traditional one, which is here suppose design and then tender. Right, so that is the question. Anybody want to try? Anybody? You have no idea? It's okay, I'll try to explain first and then maybe. Yes? You want to answer?
No idea.
No idea. Right, okay. Right, it's okay, I'll explain first. Okay. Right, so I think in the inception and feasibility, the process is similar. Okay, the process is similar here. Okay, inception and feasibility, identify project objectives, set up users need. Okay, resolve online issues, conduct study, set up project and management structure, source funds and financing. So this similar, right? So maybe a bit here different, but I think still the same actually. Yeah, the client need to know lah at the very beginning source of the financing. Okay, and then follow here tender documentation, obtain planning approval, set up employers requirement. So this is the sometimes the owner or the client with or without the helps of the consultant. So he need to set the employer's requirement. Okay, or we call it here employer's requirement as sometimes they call it needs statement. Okay. Okay, and then once the employer have this need statement, so the contractor will come up with the prepare preliminary estimates and costs or plans. Okay, finalize style and form of tender documents to be issued. Pre-qualify suitable tenderers. So see here, this actually sounds early involvement of the contractor. Contractor is already here, in this tender document stage. So meaning set up project organization and management structure. Maybe the turnkey here. Sometimes the contractor may be already here with the client. So here, based on the employer's requirements or the need statement, so the contractor will come up with this preliminary estimate cost plan and this pre-qualify suitable tenderers. So this is also actually done by normally the contractor lah, or the consultant. Can be many ways lah. So in my experience for project road project, this F20, our road in front of UTHM is actually Federal Road, Federal Road F20. Okay, so 20 years ago, okay, the project of actually widening the road from 2 lane to 4 lane actually happened into 2002, year 2002. Okay, so before that is only 2 lane. So to upgrade to widen the road from 2 lane to 4 lane. So this project actually use DB, design and build project. So the project is actually spanning from item from Batu Pahat to some part of the Kluang, the road F20. Okay, jalan Kluang, along jalan Kluang. Okay. So they use this DB, design build. So the main contractor of this project is actually SP Setia. Familiar with this company, SP Setia? Very big company, SP Setia. So they have, like at that time they have highway division. So SP Setia normally they do housing projects. So in that 2002, they venture into new project which is highway. They did highway division. So this F20 is their first road projects. Okay. So they use design and build. So the SP Setia is the main contractor, and then under this SP Setia, they appoint 2 consultants. So this is SP Setia. Okay, they appoint 2 consultants to work under them, HSSI and SP. This is also 2 big consultant, very famous, HSSI and SP, perunding. Right, okay. So, right, so SP Setia appoint these 2 companies to come up with the design for the road. Yeah. So they divide the project into package 1 and package 2. Okay, package 2. So package 2 from Batu Pahat to Aitam. So package 2 Aitam to Kluang, somewhere, something like that lah. I don't remember exactly, but this is the way how they manage the project. So they divide into package 1, package 2. So package 1 under HSSI, package 2 under SP, the consultant. And then for each package, they will have their contractor. Okay. So there are many contractor. So this pre-qualification is actually before they come out with this tender, they call the local contractors to submit their profile resume to this SP Setia. Okay, so they call for some like a profile lah. They ask the contractors to send profiles, resume, CV to this SP Setia. So later on, the SP Setia at this tendering stage, they will open this tender to selected tenderers. So that is the purpose of pre-qualify. They call it PQ, pre-qualifications. Okay. So this is the pre-qualify suitable tenderers at this stage. Okay. Right. Then next stage, tendering process, issue tender documents. Okay. So SP Setia, they call for other contractors as a subcontractors to bid for the project. So they divide the project into few work packages. So under package, okay. So there are work packages, maybe earthwork, road signage, maybe traffic management, and so on. So there are a lot of work lah. So they call that. And then they will this is the subcontractor need to do the bid, evaluate tender submission. This is what the SP Setia need to do lah, because everything is under SP Setia to manage on behalf of the client. Client is actually a JKR or that represent government of Malaysia lah. Okay. Right, and then detail design. Commence with contract, undertake detail design, obtain necessary approval, order material, finalize costing and award subcontracts. So this is the stage. Sorry, this one pre-qualify, PQ, they will select contractor lah, subcontractor once they detail out the design. Okay. Right. Here as well, so here as well, client can do the same lah to select the before the SP Setia is selected, maybe other contractor also join. So actually client also can do this, right? So okay, the client here, I re-explain okay. So here tender document. So here actually consultant involved will help. They will help the client to prepare for the documents before they call for the main contractor. Okay, and then here pre-qualify suitable tenderers. Okay, so this is SPSetia. Maybe other big contractors also join this pre-qualify. And then the client will do selected tenders or negotiated tender, because at that time DB project not many contractor can do that. So maybe for this project 2 or 3 contractors only join this project. Okay. So here SPSetia is the contractor who actually need to prepare and submit the tenders to the client. So client will do the evaluation lah. Okay. And then here detail design. So meaning here the contractor SPSetia is selected. Okay. And then SPSetia will continue with the detail design. Okay. Okay. So once the design is detailed, okay, he will call for tender for subcontractors to work under work package, whatever. Okay. Okay, class clear or you confused? You want me to explain again?
Yes, Doctor. Can you explain again?
Okay, right, okay. Because I explained earlier, SPSetia, so I think, hold on. For inception and feasibility, here client is involved with the consultant. Sometimes the client have the consultant even though he do this DB. Okay. Here is important because the client maybe discuss with his consultant to do this project. Maybe the client will ask the consultant to design a bit of the project. Design, for example, just 20% or 30% or 10%, depending lah. Just to give idea to the next main contractor to continue with the design. So at this stage, maybe the client have to design but not complete design. Okay, so just little bit, just to give an idea what actually the clients want. Okay. So based on the setup employer's requirement, the need statement, okay. So a little bit design by the consultant, okay. So here the client get the rough idea how much actually the cost for the project, okay. And here they need to decide lah, this project to be tender using design and build or using something else. Okay, so if they decide to do design build, so normally the client can do this pre-qualification, to invite a design build contractor who is interested, who have the capability to join the project. Okay, so this involve client and his consultant. Okay, right. Then here they call for main contractor. They call for main contractor. So in this case, SPSetia is one of them. I'm putting in the context of this project, F20. So SPSetia will come up with this proposal. So normally his proposal include design, costing as well. If normal practice, traditional contract, the contractor will only give the cost based on the design that has been provided by the consultant. But for package deal, if the project, the consultant already prepared certain percent of the project, so he will continue from what a consultant has designed. So he will come out with his proposal. Okay, not detailed yet, but he come out with the proposal lah, to suit with the employer's requirement or the need statement just now. Okay, so contractor's proposal not only in terms of the cost but also the design provided by the contractors. Okay, and then sometimes in this case client will have call the contractor for interview. The contractor need to do the presentation because it involve the design proposed by the contractor, right? So in this stage actually involve interview. Maybe the client can call the contractor to present their proposals. Okay, right? And then evaluation of tender, what tenders, this is the same lah process. Okay, right? So this is under tendering process, and then after this tendering process means one contractor have been selected, which is in this case SP Setia. So SP Setia will do the detailed design. So once he awarded the contract, then he will do the detailed design. Okay, so he will do the detailed design, and then before he award the subcontract, so under SP Setia they can also do this pre-qualification, okay, to find subcontractors who actually can do work lah for him. Okay, understand? So this pre-qualify is for the client to select the design and build contractor, main contractor. But here under the SP Setia, which is the main contractor, they also can do the same, because like I said just now, SP Setia, this project highway division, this is their first project, road projects. So that's why they don't have the connection with the contractor who actually do road construction. So that's why they do this pre-qualification. So they have a list of potential subcontractor who actually can work with them. So that is the purpose. Okay, understand now the pre-qualification? Okay, so this detail, okay. Any question on that?
No, Doctor.
Right, okay, thank you. So we proceed. Okay, so detailed design. So here, where I can draw. So during this detailed design, so this is DB, so contractor will, SP Setia will come up with the design. Okay, so for example, this is the design. So design for work package, earthwork, and then design for road furniture, pavement, whatever. So this is the construction work. So once they complete the design for earthwork, they can straight away call for tender for subcontractor work. Okay. So meaning after that the design, the work for earthwork will proceed lah. So you can see the duplication here. So this is design, construction of earthwork. So this is earthwork, this is earthwork. So this is the design, this is the construction. So overlapping actually, between the design and construction. No space to draw. You see lah. Okay. Sorry, before we go there. So I want to continue. This is design stage. This is construction. So for example, design. So this is design earthwork. Okay, and then pavement also design, and then this is road furniture design. Okay, so this is the stage for design up here. For construction, once here is complete, the construction can start. So this is earthwork construction. So maybe here is for the pavement, for example, the pavement construction, road furniture. So this is the construction. So meaning this is the construction stage. Construction stage. Can you see the duplication of design and construction stage? So this is the advantage of design and build. So you can overlap design and construction. You don't have to wait until all the design works completed, only then you call for tender. But according to the work packages, for example, work package for earthwork complete, you can call for contractor, subcontractor, and then start the work. Okay? Understand, class? If you want to repeat, if you want me to repeat, please say so. Understand?
Repeat, Doktor.
Repeat, Okay, betang-betang. Okay.
Sorry, Doktor, petang-petang ni slow sikit.
Yeah, it's okay. So, this is earthwork design, E earthwork, D design. Okay. So they do the design according to the package. So package 1, earthwork, work package, and then they have pavement. So this one pavement design. So this one road furniture, road furniture. So these are all design. So design stage. But the good things of design and build is actually they can overlap between the design and the construction work. Okay, for example, this earthwork, okay, the design is completed. Okay, they can call for bid. This is the bid, and then they can start the construction. For earthwork, this is the construction stage. And then the same goes for pavement. This is maybe the tender process, calling for the subcontractor, and then this is the pavement work. This is the construction. And then finally, for road finishes, they complete the design, they call for tender, and then they can continue for the construction for the road furniture. This is example lah, maybe not necessarily this lah, but here is construction, right? Construction for earthwork, construction for pavement, construction for road furniture. See? Okay, so this is construction. The construction start here, for example, for the earthwork. Here. So this is construction. This is construction. Okay, so can you see this is design from here to here. Okay, this is the beginning of the design. This is a road furniture complete the design for the whole project. Okay, and the project start construction with the earthwork, for example, here, and complete everything here. So this is construction stage. So this is the duplication, overlap, not duplicate lah, overlap, the design stage and the construction stage. So this is where actually this design and build actually can save the time compared to traditional. And when we talk about traditional, so this is the design, overall design. So this is design. Okay, design and then tender here, and then here construction. Okay, so this is traditional. So longer time lah to complete compared to this one, DB, for example. So you have design here. Since the construction, you can do overlap here, right? So this is design, this is construction. So the duration can be shortened, okay? Can you see here? Y is shorter than X. So meaning traditional is longer period. Design and build shorter than traditional because overlapping of the duration construction period. Okay, class, understand?
Ya, Doktor.
Right, okay, good.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So that's all for detail design here. And then construction. We continue here. Site possession and mobilization of resources. I think this is similar, yeah. Undertake procurement, fabrication, yeah. This is similar. Fit out, yeah. Fit out meaning you have to fitting not only the construction, yeah, but sometimes the furniture built-in furniture, whatever, you have to include in that. Okay, the rest I think this one also unique. Undertake auditing of contract or works. Okay, here sometimes because the design and construction is performed by the one contractor, the same contractor who actually provide the design and also do the construction work, right? So we are talking about the main contractor, SPCT here. Okay, sometimes the client can appoint a consultant to do the auditing, yeah, auditing in terms of the project lah, the design, everything lah, yeah. So this auditing can take place during the design and also the construction work. Okay, just to make sure one independent body to check the work of the contractor if the clients want. Okay, but normally the clients want to save the money lah, so they trust the contractor. That's why they need to select the contractor very carefully so they can rely on the contractor without having other independent party to check the works of the contractor. Okay, right? So sometimes it can happen lah. Okay, right? And then handover and maintenance, I think the rest similar lah. Okay, so obtain CCC or CF, yeah. And over project 2, employer and detection of safety or migration, carry out maintenance, undertake defect rectification and close off the project lah. Okay, so right, that is the difference lah. So hopefully you understand, because normally these stages of project, package deal or traditional, just now we are talking, I have mentioned here. So normally it is a favorite question lah during final exam. Right, so I think you will have better understanding after we learn chapter 7. We are talking about the procurement method, whatever, DB, design and build. So you will hopefully you will understand, and the questions normally will actually combine lah in this chapter, right? Okay, any question class so far?
No, Doktor.
Right, okay. So this is RIBA work stages. Have you ever heard this RIBA? This RIBA without apostrophe, yeah? This RIBA is different. We are talking about RIBA. Royal Institution of British Architect. Work stages. They provide work stages. Actually, you can Google. I think they have a latest one. So this is actually a document, a guideline on the work stages lah. So this is because this is under architect, so normally this is for building projects lah. So this the stage A, appraisal, B, design brief. So this is under preparation, design, C, concept, D, design development, E, technical design. So you can see this the description of KITAS lah. Okay, so actually it is explained not much different lah from what I have explained to you just now. Okay, so followed by F, G, H for production information, tender documentation and tender action for pre-construction, then followed by construction where you have mobilization and also construction to practical completion. So this is the contract terminology, practical completion. Practical completions means the building can, what is the function of the building? Practical completions mean the building function, the building can function as it is intended. For example, it is a shopping complex. Okay, practical completion meanings the project complete at a stage where the function of the building can be operated. Okay, so even though they have maybe a little bit just accessories not completed yet, but the function of the building can run as usual, so that is considered practical completion. Okay, and then finally use stage, post practical completion. Okay, so this is according to RIBA, work stage 2007. Okay, the latest one 2020. I'm not sure whether they have the new one. Can Google lah. Okay, so normally after every 5 to 10 years they have new one lah. Okay, so this is the details RIBA plan of work. Okay, so you can download this. Right, okay. Right, I think that's all class. Maybe next week I will touch on this last one. Yeah. Any questions so far? Next week we'll touch a bit on this. This is overall development process. Really just a little, but I think it's already 5:45. I think we better stop lah. I need to go home for iftar. I'm at the office right now. Okay. Right. Any questions so far? Hope you understand. Please. Yeah. Yeah. So we will continue next week lah. Oh, not next week. This coming Thursday. Hopefully we can finish it. This last bit lah. Yeah. Okay, class. Any question? If you have no question, I end the show.
Doctor, when is the test?
When is the test? I don't know yet. I have to, because the coordinator not give any information so far on the test. But I think it will be carried out face to face. So I think after week 7. Tentatively lah, after Hari Raya lah. We will inform you.
Alright, thank you, Doctor.
Right. Okay. Okay, class, can I close this? Yeah. Okay, I want to view this file later. Okay.
Doctor, for the attendance?
Attendance normally this this team actually they will provide the attendance. So I will just based on this. Luna, don't. Okay, so far I will just scroll down. So Abdiraza, I think full attendance. Abdiraza, Adib, Aisyah, Alia, Anissa, Azrina, Bu Kaichuan, Chan Kaylee, Chang Lina, Cheng Yuling, Christopher, Darren, Devendra, Frederick, Giri, Ho Chen Pui, Isaac, Jefferson, Jurin. Betul lah Jurin? Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Betul doktor.
Betul Jurin Okay, Jonathan, Lin Chun Yi, Lim Jo Yi, Lo Chi Yi, Mak Jingjo, Muhammad Faris, Muhammad Nur Azad, Muhammad Nazrin, Muhammad Suhairi, Muhammad Fuad, Muhammad Saifullah, Muhammad Afiq, Muhammad Akmal, Muhammad Aman, Muhammad Amirul, Afiq. Ada dua Amirul Muhammad Amirul Akmal, Muhammad Fakrullah, Nik Mazlina, Nur Munirah, Nur Syusaini, betul Syusaini?
Ya doktor, betul.
Okay, Nur Azizul, Nur Hafiqah, Nur Alia, Nur Adli, Nur Alia, Adrina. Oi Wei Wen, Pang Ji Wei, Puah Yijin, Pravinta, Rafiuddin, Raja Ahmad Faiz, Rikish, Rosha Nizam, Shankara, Syahiran, Tan Wan Ying, Tasha Susmita, Tam Yimei, Vanessa, Wang Jia Chong, Zarul Ar-Razi, Zamirul Asraf. Okay. Dah, saya dah sebut dah semua. Saya biasa ambil attendance based on ni je. So you jangan risau
Okay doktor.
Okay, so
Okay, doktor. Thank you, doktor.
thank you, selamat berbuka semua. Tapi saya nak remind you all dah boleh start buat group Dah boleh start buat group maximum 5. Maximum 5, so you all nanti akan ada projek lah. Daripada sekarang you can form a group, maximum 5 student per group, and then we will share you the details of the project and the assignment. Okay, so the project normally we want you to get drawings and BQ for building projects. Okay, so from now maybe you can try to get that drawings and also the BQ for the purpose of the project. Okay, right, so far that is the clue lah for the projects. Okay, thank you class everyone. See you next Thursday Yes.
Nanti
Thank you.
Sorry, tak dengar.
nanti doktor form dekat untuk projek kalau untuk aktiviti outer
Untuk projek? Ya, projek nanti kami akan bagi detail lah dalam portal. So apa-apa info semua dalam portal lah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, doktor.
Okay,
Doktor.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Selamat berbuka.
Okay, thank you doktor.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you doktor.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you doktor.
Right. Bye. Assalamualaikum. Good.